It is Wednesday, so it is X-Men 97 Day, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap, this show is blowing me away. The first two episodes just 100% blew me away. So looking forward to the next episode that when I got home from work around 2:30 a.m., I stayed up until 3 on the East Coast here in order to watch the new episode. And I'll tell you what, man, this episode did not disappoint. It picked up right after the events of the second episode, and man, things go downtown in this episode. Everything about this show feels like they did the show with care. They cared about the show. I do a live podcast every Sunday night, and my buddy on there, I believe it was DJ who said it, was like, I think this is the best show Disney Plus has ever put together.
I think this is the best Disney Plus show that they have made.
And a lot of us were quick to like dismiss that. We're like, man, dude, you're talking about like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Tales of the Jedi, WandaVision, Low-Key, Falcon Winter Soldier. Like, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's 100% right on this one. I think this is the best show Disney Plus has ever put together. How many Disney Plus shows that we all think are fantastic that we go, yeah, that was great, but, Mandalorian season 1 was great, but, WandaVision was great, but Falcon Winter Soldier was great. But there's so many different Disney Plus shows that we keep throwing that big 3-letter word out there. But when it comes to X-Men 97, there is no but. It's just a fantastic series. Like, it's just really, really good. And you can tell that the writer, no longer there, unfortunately, because he decided to show his slong on OnlyFans. Disney, you got to work that out. I know he already written season 2, but you need to work this thing out before season 2 airs because, hey, buddy, take your wing wang off of OnlyFans and get him back here quick because this dude knows what's up. Like, that's the problem Disney has, is that, yeah, they do stuff in Star Wars, they do stuff in Marvel, but it's clear that the people behind it really do not care about the product. You need to tell the story that George Lucas was telling, and then when you want to add those certain things in, like Obi-Wan with Reva, people didn't hate Reva because she was black. Stop with this thing calling people bigots and everything. Oh, you don't like Reva, you're a bigot. It's not because she was black, because her character sucked. That's why people didn't like her, because her character sucked. She was badly acted, she was badly directed, and she was poorly written. That's why people didn't like the Reva character. So stop with this stuff with bigotry and racism and all of that. It's like you're not allowed to have an opinion without people attacking you and calling you certain things. And that's just not right. But this show has something that all those other Disney Plus shows don't have. It doesn't have the but. It's just 100% awesomeness. Everything about this show is awesome. It's fantastically written, greatly voice acted. The animation is phenomenal. They care about the characters. They care about the lore of the X-Men. They do all sorts of different things within this show that you can look at and like, man, this guy knows his crap. He knows his lore, how he's able to take certain things from the comics and just like, this is one of my favorite scenes in last night's episode. This scene is amazing. Look at the animation on Jean Grey, turning her into the Goblin Queen. Like, this was so fantastic. Like, look how awesome and just badass that is. Like, that was a phenomenal scene. Adding Mr. Sinister into the mix and having all these different characters just do different things. Like, this show was just on a completely different level, and it just got better and better and better. And like, they just don't hold back in this show. So when I look at the overall landscape of Disney Plus shows, I think it's easily safe to say this is the best Disney Plus show because it doesn't have that 3-letter word of but. So much stuff happened in this episode. And you're probably wondering, like, Rob, stop talking and just talk about the actual show. And there's so much to talk about when it comes to this episode because we get the lead up or the follow up to Jean Grey and like which one's the real Jean Grey? Come to find out, it was a clone. It was a clone of the real Jean Grey. So which one is the real Jean Grey? That's what we're trying to figure out. Then we have one of the Jean Greys turn into the Goblin Queen, and it's like a whole thing. And then Mr. Sinister comes in, and there's a battle between Mr. Sinister and the X-Men. X-Men, and there's flashback scenes, and there's so much just going on within this episode last night that you're, as an X-Men fan, you're like, holy crap, I can't believe we're getting this. I can't believe we're getting this, because we're so used. It's telling people like Kevin Feige and Marvel and everybody, we're so used to them telling us, oh, you're going to get this awesome thing. Oh, you want Obi-Wan? You're going to get it. And then it turns out having like this awful crap with Reva in it and blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, you're going to get Ahsoka. And like, here's Ahsoka. And then like we have story threads that don't go anywhere. Each episode's like 30 minutes. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can tell that the guy who created this series, that was a fan of the original animated series, and they brought him in, and he's picking the baton up, and he's going, right? He's picking the baton up, and he is going with what was left over, and you can see where he absolutely loves the source material, and he is doing it with such love and care. So I just absolutely loved last night's episode. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of animation, right? I like anime, but I don't get like super excited, like, oh man, I can't wait to watch the next blah, 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 you know? But when I got home last night, I'm like, man, I only got like 20 minutes before it's 3 a.m. and the new X-Men, comes on. I'm like, I'm gonna turn it on and watch it. And I was watching it, and I was watching it at my desk and I had my headphones on. And man, there were some scenes in it, with the surround sound that was getting really, really spooky. And there were some emotional scenes, just like the first 2 episodes. There were some emotional scenes in this episode, and I was just blown away by the amount of care and storytelling done in this show. You see the hurt and pain on Logan's face when he's talking to Jean, or Gambit when he's talking to Rogue. There's so much great characters in this show that it's just phenomenal. I don't know what else to say. It's phenomenal. It's blowing me away. But I want to thank everybody for watching. If you guys haven't been watching X-Men 97, definitely recommend checking it out. I really do. I really recommend you guys checking it out, because it is that great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Please do me a favor, smash that like button. And until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that is my opinion.